But we want to take you first to Washington, where the impeachment of President Trump is happening right now. This is the House of Representatives. It's just done something historic. It has voted on the first article of impeachment, abuse of power, and the Democrats have won a majority. That means President Trump, no matter how much he objects, will forever be known as the third American president to ever be impeached. It happened after 8 hours of fiery debate.
What is at risk here is the very idea of America. That idea holds that we are a nation of laws, not of men. We are a nation that believes in a rule of law.
The second vote on the other article of impeachment is happening within minutes. Our Jackson Proskow is watching all of this in Washington. Jackson, what a moment playing out right now.
It really is, Donna, a moment in history. As you mentioned, Donald Trump now only the third president in history to have been impeached by the House of Representatives. That lengthy day of debate was really split down partisan lines, with Democrats again making the case that they felt they had no course but to bring the country to this point, because they say Trump's conduct went to the heart of interfering in free and fair elections in 2020. But Republicans really spent the day pushing back on that with familiar talking points. Not so much a defense of the president's conduct, rather saying that Trump did nothing that was impeachable, and arguing largely with the process that brought us to this point. In fact, one Republican member of Congress suggested that what was happening to Trump was akin to the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Another suggested that it was similar to the attack on Pearl Harbor. That really gives you a sense of the deep partisan divide. But Donna, at the end of the day, as we sit here right now, Democrats have the majority. They've been able to push one of those articles of impeachment through, and the second one is not likely to be any problem for them either.
This was must-see TV in Washington, Jackson, but President Trump hopped on a plane and headed to Michigan for a rally. What's his reaction?
And what we're seeing is this incredible split-screen moment in history. Trump is on stage right now at that rally with his supporters. Earlier, he fired off a series of angry tweets as the impeachment process was going on, despite the White House saying that he might tune in if he had the spare time to do so. But tonight, he's expected to go on an extended riff about the process he's been through. He's been subjected to this tarnish on his record. He alluded to that when he stepped out on stage just a few moments ago.
Remember when I first started this beautiful trip, this beautiful journey, I just said to the First Lady, "You're so lucky I took you on this fantastic journey. It's so much fun. They want to impeach you. They want to do worse than that. By the way, it doesn't really feel like we're being impeached, do you?"
Well, he is being impeached. The second vote is about to happen, but we know where this is headed. There's no way out for the president. What happens next, though, Jackson?
Bottom line, it's headed to a Senate trial in January that is not likely to result in Trump's removal from office because Republicans have the majority. The question then, Donna, becomes how does this play out in the 2020 election? Does it help Trump or does it help Democrats? And that's the big unknown here. Some close to the Trump campaign have been saying he's relishing this split-screen moment, though, a chance to fire back in real time.
All right, Jackson Proskow on a fascinating moment in history in Washington. Thanks. We'll set aside the heated speeches and the fiery tweets. These are the two charges Trump is being impeached on. The first is abuse of power. It's alleged he asked Ukraine's president to announce politically motivated investigations into Democratic candidate Joe Biden and his son in exchange for nearly $400 million in security and military aid. That's the quid pro quo you kept hearing about. The second is obstruction of Congress. Trump is accused of instructing officials in his administration not to comply with congressional subpoenas and requests for documents and witness testimony. All of it, his critics say, driven by a political vendetta and a desire to try to hold on to power at any cost.